Hi, this is Jackie Murray with Ask a Tech Teacher. I'm your guide through these 32 lessons in the Structured Learning Technology curriculum. This is second grade, and we're on lesson 16. This is the first of two lessons that deals with exploring the world with students through a template. So students will see how to use a template, how to use fills, how to color it in, and how to then save it, fill out a rubric, and share it out with their teacher. So a lot of learning in this lesson. Very good skills that they will use for lots of different projects. I don't know if there's any new ones. This doesn't have to be a continent like this, a globe, a map of the world. It can be whatever you're dealing with in your class. We use this as an example, but feel free to use a cell or a habitat or anything that can be labeled and then has areas that you can color in it. Any of those work. And then that fits then because you're going to annotate, the students will annotate their workbook, assuming you have, if you have workbooks, then they have a shape in here they can do. Now that the fill doesn't always work when you're annotating. It depends upon the tool you use. You might have to just use coloring to color in the places. And continents, if you're using a map of the world, but otherwise words that apply to the template you're using. Rubric, template itself, text boxes, because they mark it using text boxes. That's what these are, is text boxes. A legend, because they're going to use a legend to tell what the different colors mean. Not because it's so important to do that, but you want them thinking of using a legend. This particular template is from Enchanted Learning, so you can get that there if this is the topic you want to cover. Problem solving. Sometimes it's hard to get that template. You might have a template, push it out to them, and then they import it into their drawing program. Test that first to make sure it works, because it varies depending on what type of file you have. You might have to save your template as a JPEG, and then that probably will work. How to print, how to save. Sometimes the fill flows from one section to the other. Blue fills in the North America because the lines weren't snugged. So it flowed, the line around North America wasn't snugged closed, so it poured in there. Just let the students know and then tell them to fix it. You don't have to fix it for them. They do that. I don't know if there's anything else. All right. Using templates may be new, especially templates, digital templates that they're using. So I think be aware of that. If this is their first time using that, go through how to use a digital template with them. And annotating the workbook, they probably have done it, but if not, then go over that with them. These are all scaffolded. These are all skills that they know how to do, so expect them to know that. And expect them to ask clarifying questions rather than how-to questions. Okay, how do I use an interactive site to share information? That's the essential question, and a big idea. Sometimes for certain audiences, visual representation of data is clearer than text. Depends upon your audience. It also depends upon task and purpose. So just be aware and let the students make that decision. Can assess them based on any of these. A lot of them are normal ones. Let me follow directions, understood digital tools used. I think these are all pretty normal. The second week, this is a 2-week one. The second week they will fill in a rubric, so that will be on that assessment list. Okay, do talk with your grade level team to find out how to tie this project in with their conversations. So you're talking about a planet or oceans or continents or animals or birds or whatever it is. Use that sort of a template so it all ties in together. Be sure as you're doing this to use domain-specific tech vocabulary and expect students to do so also. Let's see. I think this is about it. All right, they warm up with keyboarding and then discuss the topic. Whatever it is, continents, discuss that in general terms. What you want them to do is see how this picture relates to the discussions they're having in class. So your discussion will revolve around that. You can see we're not marking everything on these. We're marking continents. We could mark oceans. They're already marked, but you could white them out and have the students label those also if that fits with your conversations. So you decide those things. Get your template, your map template, and open it and then show them how to take care of it in their Chromebook or their iPad. They can use a drawing program like Drawing Box or Doodle Buddy. If you're in iPads, in Chromebooks you can use ABC Paint or Google Draw, and then let them loose. This is you want them to pace this to their own needs. You don't want to be teaching them every step of the way. Just let them get started. They can work in groups or individually. When class is over, then they will verify that the students saved the project, because it's a 2-week project, verify that their neighbor saved it in their digital portfolio, and they're good. And that'll save you a lot of headache the second week. A couple differentiating ideas down here for you if you need something that's a little different for your group. And I think that's about it. You have an example here of it completed in the template. I don't think the completed example, it is. I'll take it back. So they also can see how it's completed. But if they're drawing on this, then they'll see. And to draw on this, they would have to go into Edit PDF if they're in Adobe. So they won't be able to page back and look, which is fine. If you really want them to look, you can put this on your smart screen. I think that's it, guys. Let me know if you have any questions, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.